This is probably my most interesting asset. It is an original Plato terminal. University of Illinois gifted it, and it's unlike many that are out there. It is a complete Plato terminal, and it's in great condition. This plasma panel, which normally it's orange dots. The touch panel is working. You've got rows of LEDs and photodiodes. The microfiche projector in it is present. I'm not sure if that's completely working. In the closet, I have a tank of compressed air that can operate it, but essentially here is the microfiche. The vision was a multimedia terminal, although they didn't use those words, and that means audio visual, and that's the visual part. This is the audio part. So that was a French geography lesson. This is the audio disc that would go along with that lesson. This was the computer that I used when I co-wrote Lotus Symphony with Barry Spencer and Matt Stern. This was, the whole symphony effort was 250,000 lines of assembly language done from first line of code until ship in 9 months. Such a memorable device. The TRS-80 Model 100. This was a writing machine. You could be on this wasn't a communicator. I mean, maybe some people use it that way, but what I would do is, if I had to fly 6 hours somewhere, I would just take this and I could write a spec, or I could, write a proposal, you could focus it. It was just several lines, and the keyboard, just like that grid. There's an amazing similarity between that clack, and the grids, clack. I love the feel of those things. We were under NDA with Microsoft, and both at Software Arts and at Iris, where I did Lotus Notes with Tim and Len, and we had source code so that we could either make changes, send it back, report bugs, do whatever we needed to do, and Bill was extremely empathic about what it was like to be a developer without doc. And so here's the DOS 2 sources, DOS 3 sources. Here's the Windows, from 85 Windows kernel user GDI, supplemental, tools, sources. This is a VisiCalc for the IBM PC, Lotus 123. I'll say this binder is so memorable to me. Microsoft let us have the source code, and this was essentially a listing of kernel, GDI and user, with all of our scribblings of the bugs that we found and fixed, so that whenever you'd run into a problem, you'd run over and look at the binder to see if, hey, has Tim already found this, or has Len, already fixed this one? This was more or less GitHub for our changes. So I just thought this was great.